Alright, let's set the scene. Not too long ago, if you were to scroll through gaming forums or the deepest corners of Reddit, you'd see the same three words plastered everywhere about a certain mobile game. Dead game. It was a chant, a meme, a sad little eulogy repeated by players who once poured hours into it. It was like walking into an old arcade you used to love, only to find half the machines unplugged and collecting dust. The hype that once surrounded every new card release had dwindled to a whisper. For many, saying Clash Royale was a dead game wasn't just trolling, it was a genuine, heartbroken farewell. But the story didn't end there. Is Clash Royale dead? Not anymore. Let's rewind the clock to 2016. Supercell, the masterminds behind Clash of Clans, dropped a new game, Clash Royale. Suddenly everyone, your friends, your little brother, your mom, was playing it. Maybe even your dog had a secret iPad account. Simple mechanics, incredibly deep strategy. A 3-minute, one-on-one tower defense brawl that fit modern life. Intense battles you could win or lose in less time than making microwave popcorn. It topped charts in every country and became the highest-grossing app on the planet. It wasn't just a game, it was a cultural event. YouTubers built careers from it and jingles echoed everywhere. The community exploded. New archetypes, wild strategies, clans that felt like families. This was the golden age, but what goes up must sometimes come down. After that meteoric rise, things started to stagnate. The descent was slow, painful, and very, very quiet. Frequent updates became a trickle. The magic faded. The same meta, the same cards, the same strategies for months on end. And then new, shiny competitors arrived. Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, Brawl Stars, loud, spectacular, and new. Players felt the developers' attention shifting. It felt like a parent doting on a new baby and leaving an older child behind. Community pleas for balance and features were often met with silence. The less people played, the more people called it dead, and the more others left. It became a brutal, vicious circle. YouTube videos and headlines fed the narrative, turning 1,000 small problems into a public eulogy. The vibrant kingdom fell into a long, quiet winter. For those who stayed, it felt like defending towers in a ghost town. Just when things looked bleak, a few sparks began to glow in the darkness. Not a single event, but a series of determined efforts from creators who refused to let the game die. YouTubers, streamers. They kept the flame alive by experimenting with decks, hosting community tournaments, and editing highlight reels. Small tournaments and community events reminded players why they loved the game. Then Supercell shifted. The silence broke. Developers started communicating again and promising change. They released a series of massive updates designed to address the game's biggest problems. The tongue-in-cheek update for losers fixed dozens of small issues, and new features like Champions and Path of Legends changed the game fundamentally. Players poked their heads back in. Creators had new things to showcase. The long winter began to thaw into a roaring fire. You can feel a comeback in your gut, but the real proof is in the numbers. Revenue charts started to look like a rocket ship. Monetization like the Diamond Pass brought a massive influx of spending. These spikes weren't just blips, they were sustained trends showing players were reinvesting in the ecosystem. Viewership on YouTube and Twitch went through the roof. Creators who once struggled pulled in hundreds of thousands of views. The Clash Royale League saw a huge resurgence. Prize pools and viewership rivaled the game's peak years. Supercell reported big increases in daily active users. Clan activity shot up and leaderboards filled with new faces. All the data points aligned: revenue, viewership, player count. The dead game was officially a thing of the past. Data proved it, but community energy made it real. Numbers told one story. People made it matter. Memes and short-form videos put the game back in cultural conversation. The King's laugh became iconic. These bite-sized clips were insanely shareable, acting as constant organic ads. Creators made hilarious, relatable content that drew new players in by the thousands. Friendly tournaments, creator challenges, and collaborative streams turned casual play into community events. The community reclaimed the game's identity, celebrating quirks, memeing frustrations, and creating inside jokes. From perfect predictions to absurd comebacks, the clips reminded everyone of the chaotic fun that made the game great. And that brings us to today, August 28, 2025. Clash Royale isn't just back, it's entering a new golden age. Veterans enjoy nostalgia. New players discover it through memes and a revamped progression system. The skill ceiling supports a top-tier professional scene. The CRL is once again a premier esports event. Developers are committed, communicating frequently, and learning from past mistakes. Creators, pros, meme makers, and fans, the whole ecosystem is thriving and the trumpets are sounding in the arena. The game is the sun. Creators, tournaments, and fans are the planets that give it life. Creators translate patch notes, highlight bugs, and amplify the community's voice. Supercell embraced creators. Early access, playtests, and direct lines of communication created a vital feedback loop. A secondary economy, coaching and competitive services, re-emerged, showing deep player investment. Clans, Discord, fan art, and meetups turned the game into a shared social space and a platform for creativity. This ecosystem isn't just revenue, it's careers, communities, and culture. Supercell didn't just save a game, they resurrected a world. So what's the big takeaway from this epic saga? No game with a passionate community is ever truly dead. More than code or assets, it's shared memories, inside jokes, rivalries, and friendships that keep a world alive. It requires humility from developers, listening to criticism, and a spark of innovation to reignite the magic. Creators and fans are the true lifeblood. With passion and a little magic, ghosts of the past can rise to rule again. Clash Royale teaches us that with community, creativity, and updates, no game truly dies. Remember that next time someone calls a game dead,